So, and I will strongly support our police service as well as all policing and justice areas within Manitoba. But when I get back to that, there's areas that are also important, and that's to go upstream. And you mentioned it before, the drugs, the addiction, some of the homelessness, those sort of areas. And that is actually one of the areas that was really passionate for me with this government, is the investment that they made into justice. And if anybody had the chance to read the criminal justice modernization strategy, that was actually put out in about 2017 by then 2018 Minister of Justice Stephenson, who's now our Premier. And it really looked at some of that upstream areas, like putting money into addictions, homelessness, RAM clinics, areas that are served well by the public, but for the individuals that need help. Bear Clan, investments in there, investments in community mobilization, Westman.
It's a fantastic program.
Yeah, I'll sing the praises of that program forever and a day, because it brings all of the help providers together and really gets rid of red tape and helps people move up through the system, and really is an important program. But those are some of the examples. Brandon has a drug court, and so it can take individuals that have those addictions and really look at a time period, a year time, and keep them on the straight and narrow. And you save one person from the agony of drugs and the problems that happen there, and you've saved a whole family and a whole community. So investing upstream is very important, as well as boots on the ground.
I like that idea too, in that if you do, like you say, help the one person, there's a spin-off, right? And it's good
Absolutely.
for everyone. But it also tells people on the sidelines that haven't maybe recovered, and they're thinking of it, that it's possible.
That's right. It is possible. I've seen it many times.
We make it happen and make it possible.
Yes.
In this community.
That's correct.
So we need to keep that strong. You know what else we need to keep strong, Wayne? Tourism. Big issue for any city, right?
Absolutely.
We bring in big events, we bring in big dollars. The economic spin-off is unquestionable. Brandon has been very successful with a lot of big events in the last 20 years, but we need more moving forward. We need to put more bids in for more things, keep things happening in this city. So, how would you go about accomplishing that end of things and having our, tourism industry very strong in Westman?
Well, again, I was very fortunate to be part of the leadership team at the City of Brandon, and one of the people that was on the leadership team before he moved over to the Riverbank Discovery Centre was Mr. Dean Hammond, who was the GM of one of the sectors there.
We had Dean on the show recently, yeah.
Oh, very.
He was talking about the Canada Day festivities at the Riverbank Discovery Centre, which they did a fantastic job with.
Well, and you know what? I see the Riverbank Discovery Centre as a premier venue for Brandon, and bringing in a number of entertainment situations. This weekend, for example, is Ribfest. Go in there and get my fill, for sure. And they host so many events at the Riverbank Discovery Centre, but there's so much more around Brandon. Brandon is truly a hub. It's the Westman hub. So you look at the university and the college that draws people in. You look at the abundance of trails that we have throughout the city and throughout the area. You look at the flora and the fauna, the parks that we're close to, Clear Lake. You go down to the Turtle Mountains. You could go up to the Duck Mountains. There's all sorts of areas around here. But we have to look at the Keystone Centre too. Yes. That brings in millions of dollars of economic spin-off tourism within our area. And, I know the government last year, 2 years ago, retired the debt of the Keystone Centre, and the city and the province have joined forces to continue capital funding and some operational funding for the area. So that's a big draw. There's so many different areas here to get excited about. And I think Brandon really is a tourism leader.
Well, it's groups like that, like you mentioned, the Keystone Centre. You have to go to the table with their board and with their people that are involved in getting things done with that property. It's a fantastic facility, great property, centrally located, let's do more with it, right? I guess there's a point too where you have to say, okay, enough's enough. We got to keep it manageable. We got to keep it, to a point where, not every weekend something's going on because people have other things going on in their lives. So periodically you would have to have events, but I think the timing of those events is very crucial. It's very important to have.
Well, we've been on the world stage with many things.
Yeah.
You look at the Scotty Tournament of Hearts and the Briar, and just recently the Clydesdale show that was brought in, the Arabian Horse Show. It's been an amazing event that really highlights Brandon and brings in world-class events. So we can do it, and we can do more of it.
Wayne, I've often said, as a politician on any level, it could be, in the city, it could be the province, the country, wherever you're running, you're serving the people, and you're like a spokesperson for all of us, right? So I want to give you the opportunity right now, as the candidate for Brandon West for the PCs, to let everybody watching know, not just why you're doing what you're doing, but how you're going to go about accomplishing everything we've talked about on Your Town today, and get that message across on why people should check that box when they go to the polls in October.
Well, that's a good point. You've got to make sure that people get out to vote.
Yeah.
And check that box under Wayne Balcaen. Or Balcaen Wayne, we're happy to do that.
That's a great start to a public service announcement, Wayne.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when people go to mark their check by Wayne Balcaen, I want them to remember the fact that I've been a public servant for 33 years here in the city. Right. The fact that I care about our community, that I've raised my family here, I was raised here, and now my grandchildren are being raised here. You'll see me at the local stores, you'll see me at the parks, you'll see me at the plays, at different events within the city. And, we have a strong team here in Westman, and my door will always be open. I've lived that policy since I've been with the police service. I have an open door policy, and I'm here to serve. And that's my mandate. And having Len in Brandon East and Grant in Spruce Woods, Brandon North, if you will, it's a great team. And I'm looking forward to being part of this team as we continue as the PC majority government.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure chatting with you today, Wayne. And it's been too long, and I wish you the best of luck with the campaign. All the best in that regard, and maybe we can have another chat somewhere down the road. After the election comes, October 3rd's the big date, right?
Yes.
October 3rd, circle that on your calendar. Get out to the polls, get out there and vote. It's very important because you'll be shaping the community, as it were, for future days, weeks, months, and years when you elect our politicians. And may it be this guy? It's up to you. So get out there and vote. Wayne, thanks again, sir.
Thanks so much, Frank. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Let's set the date for after October 3rd. You can come back to Your Town today.
How does the 4th sound?
Guys in the production studio, book it. We got Wayne Balcaen October 4th right here. Thanks so much for watching Access 12 WCG TV. I am Frank McGwire. Before I sign off, I want to remind you, if you're part of a group or organization that has an upcoming event, hey, you can reach out to us and talk all about it right here on Your Town Today. Just shoot me an email, frank@westmanzone.com. That's frank@westmanzone.com, and we'd love to have you on possibly a future episode of Your Town Today. Take care.